Rarely when a weapon DLC releases do I feel inclined to focus on just one weapon from the bundle before talking about the rest, but with the McShay Weapon Pack 2, the newly released Hailstorm MK5 has forced my hand. This unique primary weapon, which falls in the special weapons category, is unlike pretty much anything else we have in game, and is absolutely a viable meta weapon if that's the terminology you like to use. However, this isn't the usual, ooh, Overkill added something OP, let's use and abuse it sort of video. No, I actually want to focus in on the Hailstorm because it's actually a perfect example of Overkill creating something new and exciting to use, but also surprisingly well balanced in the grand scheme of things. I actually think it's a wonderful blueprint for future weapon design in a game that already has dozens of uninteresting side grades and tends towards power creep. Of course, in this video I'm going to be maxing out the Hailstorm and giving my recommendations for shredding up Death Sentence with it, but don't think for a moment that it'll trivialize the game with insane DPS alone. So taking a closer look at the Hailstorm, I immediately have to draw your attention to how slick this weapon looks and feels. I know it's a bit strange that we keep getting futuristic weapons in a DLC campaign that's meant to be taking place in the rural south, but I'm not complaining when they look like this. I'm feeling some loose inspiration from Crysis 3's Typhoon, which funnily enough is already a top tier custom weapon mod for Payday 2. In first person, it looks even better, and I love the Mars sight that comes as standard, as well as the digital ammo display. It also sounds great in my opinion, both loud and suppressed. As for mods, the Hailstorm comes with an exclusive set, the Prototype Conversion Kit, which offers fine stats, most importantly additional ammo, but unfortunately locks you out of other attachments and therefore max concealment. So I don't recommend equipping this if you're going for a low blow crit build. Instead, I like to run it with the suppressed V2.2 barrel, concealment boost and FZR8 grip to hit a max concealment value of 11. Which brings us nicely onto the weapon stats. Immediately, you should be able to spot this thing as a bullet hose and DPS specialist with 120 round mag, 2000 rate of fire and base damage of 40. With that in mind, the best weapon comparison for you is the XL556 microgun. The microgun does admittedly have two major advantages over the Hailstorm, one being its comparatively huge ammo pickup rate, and the other its lack of damage range multipliers. Unfortunately, the Hailstorm will drop to 60% damage at longer ranges, but on the flip side, it is a comparatively easy weapon to wield with surprisingly good accuracy and stability stats, improved damage and concealment, as well as great handling skills such as reload and equip speed. Imagine all the firepower and bluster of the minigun class with the precision of an assault rifle. Yeah, this thing is pretty damn deadly, but again, not just an upgrade. As I mentioned, whilst powerful, it's not overpowered. This is a great example of a weapon having seriously notable strengths, but also clear flaws that players will have to consider before slapping it directly into a build. You see, the Hailstorm goes through ammo rapidly, but its pickup is subpar, meaning it almost certainly won't self-sustain without ammo skills. This means that to use the Hailstorm, you're going to need a solid ammo positive secondary, or you'll have to spec into ammo bags, which will massively impact how optimally you can build. A distinct negative to balance out all the positives and create a greater level of player choice. Spot on weapon design, which has sometimes been missing in the past. But now we've discussed the power of the Hailstorm, we should definitely address what makes this thing so unique. Not only should it stand out due to its ludicrous damage per second, but also its exclusive alternate fire mechanic. By pressing V on the keyboard, you'll switch to a railgun styled fire mode, which shoots up to 30 bullets at once in a tight spread, virtually disintegrating anything placed in its path. This volley shot mode can penetrate armor, cops, and even shields, being great up close and personal due to its crazy burst damage, or over distance to clear out groups of tightly positioned enemies. At base, if you land all 30 shots, you'll be dealing roughly 1200 damage. But coupled with headshots, crits and skills like Berserker, you can expect to one-shot virtually any unit in the game with a well-placed volley. Trust me when I tell you, this is incredibly fun and has real in-heist application beyond being a gimmick. However, if you want to use this weapon efficiently, I'd recommend steering clear of the volley mode 99% of the time. With the ammo problems the Hailstorm already suffers from, it really can't afford to shoot 30 bullets at once, and 9 times out of 10, you will be wasting damage by using it. I will occasionally switch to it to take out a shield, but still prefer to run a shield killing secondary such as the 5.7 to preserve its ammo most of the time. A scenario where it uniquely has application is when trying to take out chaining medic dozers. Due to how ludicrous its spike damage is, this is one of the few ways you can kill them fast enough to avoid repeat revives. Other than in those very specific scenarios, I try to keep my hand away from the V key when using the Hailstorm, as tempting as it may be to press. I'd say save it for the bullet storms if that's how you want to build. Since I'm giving advice on running this weapon, I may as well delve into how I optimize it alongside the builds I've had the most success with. Due to how reasonable this thing's accuracy over range is, it can be tempting to take pot shots over distance, but bearing in mind ammo efficiency should be at the forefront of your play whenever using this gun, I'd say wait for them to come to you and avoid the 40% damage penalty. In terms of secondary partners for this weapon, in the gameplay I experimented with the 5.7 as well as a Tombstone Judge, but I'm now thinking that your best bet is an ammo efficient and highly concealable SMG so that you can share the ammo burden if you choose not to take ammo bags. Over my last few play sessions, I've tried a few different builds with this weapon, predominantly using the Anarchist perk deck to easily access Berserker and crits. Remember, if you want to run low blow with this thing, you're going to basically need to run a deck that works well with a suit. If I didn't bring ammo bags, I tended to run Berserker with Doctor bags, but if I thought additional ammo would be necessary, I ran Bulletstorm and dropped the extra damage from Berserker. After testing for a while, all of these builds work well, although obviously running medic bags lowers the skill cap somewhat. Eventually, I branched out to Leech, another suit playstyle that enabled me to run Jack of all trades with both FAKs and ammo, the perfect balance between sustain and survivability, and at least so far, probably the most optimal way I've found to use the Hailstorm. So to recap, this thing is great, not just because it's a viable option to take on all difficulties, has a brand new innovative mechanic, or is just an ultra satisfying weapon to use. No, I think it's brilliant because of its strengths and flaws, forcing compromises in build, playstyle and decision making. That's the direction I think weapon design in Payday 2, and 3 for that matter, should take. I hate it when there's simply a right or wrong weapon to use for any given situation, and want player choice to be at the forefront of the game, as is the case here. Honestly, the Akimbo VDs and free-to-play Tombstone Slugs might actually be the strongest new additions in Update 228, but for my money, the Hailstorm is what really sealed the deal on this one, and has me recommending you pick up the new Weapon Pack DLC, especially when it goes on sale in the future. As for what the future has in store for this channel, now I've broken it down into more manageable pieces, I will be reviewing the entirety of Update 228 over the weekend, and my Mods in 2022 video is also just around the corner. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the Hailstorm, and if you enjoyed, consider going the extra mile to support the channel by taking a look at my Apex Gaming PCs link down in the description for freshly discounted heisting machines. Take care, I'll see you all very soon. A huge thank you to my dedicated Patreon backers. If you want to join this crew in going infamous, check out the link below and pledge as little as $2 to see your name in the credits, or get 24-hour early access to future videos and vote on upcoming content. Take care, I'll see you all soon.